Throughout the existence of time, the human race has evolved to an extent where we become a danger to our children, our community, and most importantly, to our society. We humans are like petals of a flower. When we converge together, we become a rose. Similarly, we humans are like pages. When we emerge together, we become a book. The most powerful weapon which liberates, fascinates, and educates. What will save us is not technology or science. What will save us is the ethical transformation of our society. Hello, fellow flowers and books. What's good? My name is Bernitta Ohaa, and I come from the exuberant nation of Ireland, an extraordinary state which strengthens the imagination of the youth. I stand before you today with great excitement to address one of the most powerful and significant questions. What are my hopes for the future of our society? Well, before I answer that question, I want you, yes you, to close your eyes and imagine. Imagine a world where the empowerment of women was boundless. Imagine a world where terrorist attacks and suicide missions were non-existent. Imagine a world where a child wakes up in the morning with a smile on his or her face and be honored with the gift of education. But why? Why aren't we living in that world? Well, that question is for you to answer. So, what are my hopes for the future of our society? Well, after reflecting on Adam's wise words, I realized that I too also want to change. I have three changes in mind. But firstly, I want our future society to change gender bias into balance, where the empowerment of women was boundless and where the concept equal was not casually misinterpreted for identical. You see, throughout history, gender equality has been painted in a negative light and has been seen as an issue which only involved women. Nonetheless, by engaging men and boys to tackle gender equality for women, equal rights can truly be achieved. We can see a positive transformation in society change. Peace will be obtained and intolerance would diminish. Ultimately, violence and vandalism would dwindle and efficient industrial relations will be obtained. We need to teach both our men and boys that gender equality is not a one's issue. No, it is a societal issue. It affects us all. I know what you're all thinking. How can gender equality be achieved? Firstly, by the innovation of educational syllabus in primary and post-primary schools, which teaches the youth and adolescents about the significance of gender equality. Secondly, by the establishment of policies and systems which work against gender-based practices such as female gender mutilation. Ultimately, by encouraging more women to join STEM occupations, and by simply speaking up against gender-based practices, gender violences, and gender discrimination. Just as Malala Yousafzai says, we cannot all succeed when half of us are left behind. Secondly, I would love our future generation to change ignorance into clarity and solidarity through education. This can only work through interdependence, when nations help other nations to fight against academic corruption. Ultimately, I would like our future society to change war and violence into peace and reconciliation. We have waged wars against our own people, victimized the youth, hurt the vulnerable, and endangered species that have been here before us. But all of that can change. Just like Albert Camus says, The only battle worth waging is peace. So let's take action through peace conferences and ecumenism to work against war and violence. We need to build bridges, not walls, books, not weapons, fairness, not hypocrisy, stability, not fear and terror. Fellow human rights activists, if we can invent radiation, if we can construct rockets into space, and if we can split the atom, we can definitely fight against all these societal issues. We need to turn pain into power, passion, and purpose. I leave you with the graceful words of Maya Angelou. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may thread me in the very dirt, but still, like air, I'll rise. So let us rise. Let us rise and defeat the history of terror, pain, and injustice. Because just like the famous warrior Thomas Paine says, we have the power to change the world again.